I have an opportunity here to show you two of the same vehicles with the same problem, exact same problem. This one is going to cost 10 times less to fix with the exact same problem than this truck here. Apparently, 1 gallon of DEF and 30 gallons of fuel will cause this. Rev it up. This ain't gonna be pretty, it's a brand new truck. I got this look on my face because I hear there's a nightmare in the store, and I'm the nightmare hunter. So Donald, is it a nightmare or isn't a nightmare?
It's a nightmare.
Okay, tell me why.
The guy accidentally put DEF in his fuel tank.
Well, that's not a nightmare yet, but
Yeah. So it's 24 GMC,
okay.
2500. He drove it, yeah. He only put about a gallon in, right?
Well, that's a lot.
Yeah.
But
he did some Google searching, you know.
how did he know he put DEF in it, first off? He just put it in and then realized it, or what?
He was distracted. He was with his family. They're on a trip here, so
How far did he
was
drive?
distracted. Through one of the canyons back about 80 miles.
Okay. Did he realize he put DEF in it the moment he put DEF in it?
Yes, it was on a Sunday when everywhere was closed, so that's why he resorted to the internet. During this 80 miles, he replaced his fuel filter 3 separate times. Still kept getting, fuel.
What did he do it
fuel
just in
filter
the
lights.
field himself?
Yeah.
Jeez,
Yeah.
tough
So,
guy. Okay.
Because in theory, that he would be okay with that. So, but eventually started getting what he described as a fuel knock.
Yeah,
And then he had
I
it
would
towed
think.
into the dealership. Yeah. Then he had it towed into the dealer to where they said, let's just drop the
So
fuel
slow
tank.
down. So did the fuel knock disable the car? Is that why you had it towed in? Or
Yes.
he
Yeah.
was-
It went into a limp mode.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
They said, let's drop the fuel tank, clean it out, clean out some fuel lines, and that'll fix your problem,
Okay.
which it didn't. So
Okay.
he wasn't happy with their diagnostic and communication, so he had it towed here.
You know what my first question is going to be?
Invoice.
Invoice.
They told him that they won't give it to him until he pays.
Well, that's reasonable.
But they also handed the tow truck driver the keys, and they told him that he's good on a bill. And then when he called them back to ask for an invoice, they're saying, well, now I just gotta, now I need an invoice. So they sent him a blank invoice with just a total only, no description of anything.
Have you got
and
a
said,
copy
here,
of that?
go and pay this.
So he did pay for the.
No, he's not paid for it. Because they told him he was off the hook, there's nothing to worry about. And then when he called back to get an invoice, they said, well, I'm gonna need you to pay $2,400, pay this
So-
invoice. There was zero description on that thing.
So the dealer told him drop the tank, change the fuel filter, flush it out, and you should be good to go.
Yeah.
Apparently he authorized that, as I understand what you're saying. They did that. It came to $2,400 or something,
Yeah.
apparently. Okay. And it didn't fix the truck, so he didn't want to pay it, and they were okay with that and not having him pay it. And they said, just take the truck, and you don't owe us anything.
And they handed the tow truck driver the key.
I would say then that the dealer performed pretty well on that. I mean, if they didn't fit, I'd have to say, I mean, it's unfortunate, it's not really, but if you didn't fix something, what is the best thing you can do? Not charge the customer. Just say, I'm sorry, I was wrong and I didn't fix you. And it's obvious the guy's going to need more than that, and we already knew that, and the dealer probably knew that too, and I don't know, maybe it'd be nice to talk to the dealer and see maybe they were really trying to explain that to him. And then he didn't want to listen. He said, well, let's just try dropping the tank and see where it goes. Does he seem like that he's a reasonable gentleman?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I'm going to call him. Okay.
He's easy to get a hold of. Really nice, kept up communication very well up to this point. So
Okay, because my question is going to be to him, did the dealer advise you that the whole fuel system's contaminated and it's going to need to be replaced? That's where this is going.
yeah,
Did he say that they advised him of that?
didn't say. They said the information was vague.
Yeah. Well, let's go find out. Caden,
Yes, sir.
are you working on this Duramax?
Yeah, just pulled it in.
I hear it's got a fuel knock. Did you hear it?
Yeah, it's quite bad.
The story is the guy put DEF in it.
Yep.
Okay. And, geez, he's from Colorado. This is a brand new truck, isn't it?
Brand new, 24,000 on it.
I mean, what is this, a 2024?
2024. Just has the new facelift and all the
Yeah.
fine tuning they just barely did on the L5P. So it's a beast.
Go ahead. Okay. Yeah. Again, one more time. Okay, thank you. Let's call the guy, see what's going on. Thanks,
All right.
man.
Yep.
Travis, hi, this is Dave at Dave's Auto in Centerville, Utah.
Hey Dave, how are you?
I'm good, sir. Hey, listen, I'm just reading the notes. I'm helping Donald out here, and I thought I'd give you a call since I'm working with Caden, one of my techs on your truck. You got a hellacious rod knock, a fuel knock,
Yeah.
and it's blowing. Your smoke is just terrible. So, I guess you put a gallon of DEF in this thing.
Yeah, I sure did.
Did you realize it when you did it?
I did, and it was late on a Saturday night, and we were trying to get back to Colorado where we live, and so I made the wrong decision. I looked at Google to see what they said, and they said, oh, if you drive it, and change your fuel filters often, you'll be okay. But that was the wrong decision. So.
Well, sometimes you make the best. I don't know whether it's wrong. It's the best decision you could make at the time.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, if it ever happens again, let me tell you what you should do, just so you know.
Yeah.
If you realize that you've contaminated your diesel fuel, as terrible as it is, you're in the middle of Timbuktu in the middle of the night, and you got your family with you.
Yep.
Call an Uber, go to a Motel 6 or something, and don't even turn the key on in the truck, because once you turn the key on, the electric fuel pump picks it. Yeah. And then, but anyway, in the future, you'd have suffered less in the wallet, so to speak.
Well, absolutely.
Yeah. So here's what's going on. But before we get to that, tell me, apparently you had it at the dealer there, and
Yeah, I sure did, and 3 weeks with them, and at one point they told me that all I needed to do was to have the diesel tank cleaned out and it'd be good to go. So we did that.
did you have it towed there because it died on you? It was smoking so bad and making noise, or how did it end up there?
I drove it there. That was, late Saturday night. We ended up getting a hotel room there.
Okay.
Sunday morning, drove it there to the dealership, and there Sunday morning, it actually was running way better than it was Saturday night, but it was still blowing a bunch of smoke. And,
Okay.
and
So
had the fuel knock to it.
so on Sunday you just left it at the dealer and called Monday morning. Now you said they had it for 3 weeks, so this has been a few weeks.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, this started August 2nd is when this started.
Okay. Well, maybe they're busy. Most shops are, but okay. So, can I ask you this? When they first advised, I'm sure, did you tell them that you knew what was wrong with it? You put DEF in it and you driven it. I guess how far did you drive it with the DEF in it?
My best guess was about 80 miles.
Okay. These common rail fuel systems that produce 30,000 psi, they're very temperamental for contamination, and DEF is definitely it's not a good lubricant in a fuel system. I don't have good news for you, Travis. I think the remedy is going to be so let's back to the dealer. So the dealer did the tank, and it obviously didn't fix anything. That's why it's here. But
Right.
did they charge you for that?
Well, yes.
But you didn't.
No,
You didn't pay.
I actually haven't paid him yet because they won't give me a detailed receipt. This is owned by a business, and before I can pay anything, I've got to have a detailed receipt that shows what they do. Just like you, if I get audited, I've got to be able to show an auditor what I was paying for.
Now you said $3,500 to drop the tank and replace the fuel filter housing?
Yeah, they sent me a generic invoice that didn't have details on it. It was like $3,420 or something like that.
Do you have a copy of that?
I can't even get back into that copy because they sent me a link, and that link is expired.
So they released the vehicle to you without payment. So I think what they're doing, they're kind of saying, look, we didn't fix it, no harm, no foul, we didn't charge you, have a good best of luck. Is that what you think?
I hope so, because I've got a couple phone calls into him and a couple text messages into him asking for a detailed receipt, and I've got nothing from him.
Well,
Yep.
I got a feeling if they're you know, kind of shucking and jiving you and hiding from you, that they're just kind of washing their hands. So,
Yeah, gotcha.
but I think what I'm going to tell you, I don't have a price for you. Don will be calling you back, but it's going to hurt, Travis, and I'm sorry. You're going to need a new pump, all the lines flushed, new rails, new injectors. We'll have to drop the tank, and I mean that. Everything will have to be flushed and cleaned, and that's the only way you can get a warranty on this. Donald will give you a price on it, but here's what I'd recommend. I'd recommend you call your insurance company. All right, Travis. Donald will be with you in an hour or two, I'm sure.
Okay, sounds good, Dave. I appreciate your time.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Ah, nice guy. These are the worst. You know, people make mistakes. We all do. But let me reiterate. You make that mistake, the best thing you could do is just leave actually go disconnect the battery. Don't turn the key on. Get a tow truck out. Get it towed to a shop. And then you can get away with just dumping the tank and flushing it out. But when you've done this, you've contaminated the fuel system, and it's going to get expensive. So hopefully his insurance company will jump in.
It's not looking too bad so far. There we go. All right, oil filter looks good, so we're gonna go ahead with the compression test and then bore scope the cylinder walls and see how we are. All right, we're right at 320, so this is looking good. Yeah, it bumps up to 300, and then there's no more bumps after that. It just remains at the 3.
All the others were what?
310, 320. They're
So
all
not bad, but
no. It's within spec, so
yeah. All right.
but it's the lowest one. All right, with the glow plugs removed, we're just gonna give it a quick bore scope and just make sure nothing looks abnormal or any weird spray pattern in there or any marring on the sidewalls. Got a little bit of weird spray right there. And right there. And right there.
It's
yeah.
got some nice scoring
Yeah.
there on the
Yep,
cylinder
it's that
wall.
one. Yeah.
So
Yeah, it had some wicked scoring. The injector kind of looked a little bit crusty.
weird line there.
And then kind of over where that scoring was, piston looked kind of weird.
I mean,
on the
there's
side.
there's
Yeah.
all sorts of scoring on the walls.
Yeah.
Ugh. Is this the only one that has the major scoring?
Yeah, this one's the major one, and if you pulled it out a little bit, it almost looked like some wear on the side of the piston around the ring.
Where's all that oil coming from?
I know, I was questioning that.
It's all oily.
You want me to bump it to bring it down more?
No, that's good. I mean, that looks like around the head gasket.
Yeah.
It's definitely concerning because it should be nice and dry in that cylinder.
Yeah.
I mean, all you've done is taken the glow plug
Well,
out.
I was assuming if that scoring, it was possibly bringing up a bit more oil than it was supposed to.
It's possible that, yeah, we have a oil ring failure in this cylinder.
And then,
Maybe have Jesse come have a look too.
yeah,
Okay.
just follow the outside of the piston. That.
Where it's all dimpled.
Right there. So it's like worn or something.
Well, see how that looks all wet?
Yeah.
That's from the stuff.
Reflection.
See how it's leaking down?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all pitted right there. There, yeah, something.
That highly corrosive death, huh?
Yeah, wow. Wow. And then, see how the outside of the piston's got, what we call ring wash.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
That's what drawed me to this piston. And I just
Yeah.
started looking around and just seeing all this scoring and lack of lubrication and corrosion, huh?
yeah, not looking good.
Okay. You can move it around if you want, but
It's kind of deep. Like you could see cross hatching, but it goes completely away
right there, huh?
in those scratches.
Yeah.
So sometimes you'll have vertical lines, but you might still have that cross hatching
Cross-hatching
kind of
behind
passing
it.
through it.
Yeah.
That's when it's not that deep. It's probably it's kind of just like marking almost.
Keep coming that way if you can. I think it's right there.
On the piston.
Yeah,
That
there's
spot.
just a spot that would look like it's wearing right there, corrosion,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Is this the only cylinder like this? Or
This is the only one that's like this. So it might have just flown to this side and got taken out.
Seems like something was in there, like contamination, just kind of getting caught on the rings or something.
Yeah. He's only down 10 psi between all the other cylinders.
10.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't think that would cause a ton of
compression
loss, but obviously there'll be
Oil
some
consumption.
between those and oil consumption.
Kind of up to him whether what he wants to spend or gamble with.
Yeah,
It's
it's like 24,000 miles on it.
Yeah, I would just,
try to fix the fuel system.
I wouldn't do anything with the motor. I would document it. I mean, if it was my truck or your truck, would you rebuild the motor for a scratch in the cylinder wall?
I'd see
Well,
how
no,
far
I-
it could go.
That's exactly what all of us would do. But
But
we notify the customer.
Yeah.
Your cylinder wall is scratched. That might never give you a lick of problem for 100, 200,000 miles, or it might.
Okay.
And if it does, you'll know that that's when it started.
Yeah,
That's all you can
it's
do.
kind of fix the fuel system now, see how far it can go.
Yeah.
Okay, we got the truck back in. I steam cleaned it right when I brought it in, so it's all prepped and ready to tear down into it, go down to the injectors, and inspect the injection pump.
This customer filled his tank with DEF before he realized we poured it out. This is what we got when we let it sit for a few days. This is why you do not want to mix DEF in your diesel. It's a real problem. He thought it wasn't going to be that bad. He was kind of in the middle of nowhere. It was on a weekend, so he just started driving it, and it eventually died and quit on it. When this happens, you've got to completely flush and clean out the entire system. I'm talking fuel tanks, both fuel lines, the feed line, the return line, the pump, all the injectors, all the feed lines for the injectors. I mean, it needs a major complete flush. As you can see, this is just, it's so terrible. It's a brand new motor. This thing, how many miles we got on this?
I believe 20 or so,
Yeah,
20,000.
this thing's only got 20,000 miles. I told him to call his insurance company. I think the insurance company will pick this up. But guys, the whole point of this is to show you how bad death is, how terrible and corrosive it can be. I know that it's a pain in your butt if it's the weekend and you're out in the middle of nowhere, but you'd be best off to sleep in your truck, not turn the key on, don't do anything, and get it taken care of, because this is a $15,000 job. I'm sure this has got some type of a crankshaft or a camshaft lobe in there, but here's one piston, 2 and 3, where CP4 only has 2. So let's pull the quantity valve, I guess we'll call that. How about a little white piece of paper?
Okay.
Yeah, look how that's all yicky. That don't look like diesel fuel. And it don't smell like diesel fuel. If I let that sit, it's going to turn into that crystal that's in that pan that I just showed you. Oh, that's a little, wow, that pump's going to last a lot longer. There's no cam, there's just a flat
Tap it.
tap it. Wow, I want to see how that crank is. So we're going to tear this down a little more, and this is the upgraded. When did they start installing this instead of the CP4?
2020.
2020.
2020 or 21.
We're going to tear this down, and I want to see how it works, see the design. Voila, so that's how that, well, that is a sight better. And here's another great thing, no needle bearings, a bushing. That's why this HP 4 pump is so much better. The old style, like the CP4, it's kind of, this is what you have. So you have a place for wear on a single little surface like this, where you're taking all that load and you put it in here, and now this piston is here. So as that turns, it's pushing the piston up, but you don't have any load on one single little place. Can everybody understand why this is such a more powerful, better design than the CP4 pump? That's exactly why. I've got the new injectors ready for this Duramax. I just wanted to show you a before and after, so you get a real idea of what a clean injector tip looks like. I have a paper clip. This is just a paper clip, but look how much bigger that is than that small little pinhole. Those are between 2 and 4 microns. That's as big as they are. So important that they stay pristine clean, or you're gonna have a problem. That's why when you contaminate a fuel system, you're replacing the whole fuel system. It's because of these super tiny little orifices, but there's nothing you can do about it except you replace the parts. So if you can imagine this as a blowtorch, and by having excessive fuel, which is an oxidizer, injecting into the cylinder, that's what happens. It'll blow a hole right into a piston. Just a little thing like that goes amok, runs haywire. And this is death. This is death that gets in fuel. I emptied a little bit of what we poured out of a fuel tank, and this is what you get. If you come in close, you'll see the crystals on it. And I just can't stress enough, that stuff is not a good lubricant. It's so corrosive that it wipes out your fuel system. So again, if you put DEF in your tank and you know you've made that mistake at the gas station, easy, simple. Don't turn the key on, don't do anything, get the batteries disconnected, get a tow truck, get the truck to a place that can remove the tank, completely flush it out, and you're good. You wouldn't have to replace the injectors and all this stuff. But if you start that truck and run it, you're done. Brandon, listen.
Yes, what's up?
I hear
What we got?
somebody's been watching my videos. Yeah, I appreciate that. And a guy put DEF in his tank, but had the presence of mind not to turn the key on. Is that true?
That is correct.
Sweet, dude. Sweet in the fact that he's going to save a crap load of money. But I mean, that's why I do the videos. I'm hoping people can learn something.
Absolutely.
Is the truck here? Was it
Truck
towed
is
in?
here. Yep, got towed in.
Now, how do we unload? Because I'm thinking the tow truck driver cycled the key. I mean,
They took the fuel pump relay out
uh-huh.
and the fuel pump control module relay.
Get the heck out of here.
And then second to that, they had to turn it on just to unlock the steering wheel.
Yeah. But I mean, if they took the fuel pump relay out,
Yeah, no fuel moving. They were smart.
Everybody, thanks for listening. I'm doing this because I'm trying to make you a little smarter and a little richer. So the redeeming news on this, you don't know this yet, but the customer was able to get the insurance company to come in and pay the bill. So I guess that's a good thing. That just spreads it around because there's no way an insurance company's losing money. So I'm going to go back to this thing I started this video out with. If you want to save yourself a lot of money and headache, and you end up putting DEF in your fuel tank, and you remember you've done it, you know you did it, do not turn the key on, and you will save yourself over $10,000. Let's fire it up, man. It's nice that he's not going to suffer the total load of the bill. Sounds great.
Yep.
Sounds like a brand new truck again.
Runs great.
And were you able to, you overcame obviously the problem on programming the injectors?
Yeah, well, once we programmed it, all the codes went in.
It sounds smooth, guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Excellent. Nice work, bro.
Thanks.